some of us don't be giving up soon enough. See, the thing is, when they say quitters never win, I don't think that's true. That's not the full story. Ain't enough nuance in there. Sometimes quitting, while the quitting is good, is the best situation you could be in. Sometimes quitting while you're ahead is the smoothest, safest, and most logical way out. Anytime you're in an amazing place, it might not last forever. So sometimes quitting while you're on top is the best move. Think about it. Athletes, professional athletes, they be retiring, and when they do so, when it's just like a little bit after their prime, it's amazing because they go out on top. They already won all the championships. So what's the point of waiting until they become injured? They become quote unquote has-beens. They they're in the league for way too long. Where it's like, fam, you still playing, and you're not as effective as you once were. Now you just out here just what's going on. We can wrap it up. Wrap it up. Think about TV shows. A lot of people give uh, The Office very specifically. They give The Office some critique because after Michael Scott left, the character, Steve Carell was the actor, but after his character left, a lot of people who love The Office feel like the show kind of went downhill after that. There's merit to that. There's people who couldn't care any less than they already do right now. Another situation is when you think about investing in stocks, and specifically this applies to like day trading or swing trading. When you are in a position on a specific trade and you are profiting from that position and you're quote unquote riding a wave or you're on the upswing, it is amazing to sell that stock or sell that position when you're in the green. Because if you try to ride the wave for too long and then all of a sudden it stops going up and then it start going down, and you be like, no, it'll turn around. Yeah, don't worry about it, it'll turn around. And your profit margin go from 150% gains to 100% gains, and then you get about 75% gain. You're like, no, it's gonna turn around. It's gonna bounce back. It's gonna bounce back. And then you look, and now it's you negative 30%. Now you losing money, and you're still trying to hang on. Next thing you know, you done lost 100% of whatever you invested. So quitting actually is a good thing on the positive side of things. When you quit while you are ahead and you remove yourself when you are on top and you are able to conserve the gains and live to fight another day, the quitter in that case won. You won. It's also important to quit when you literally have hit a point of no return. And I'll explain it like this. let's say you are starting a new business venture. You are in a new domain, new industry, you're starting something from scratch. You're not really sure if it's going to work, but you want to experiment with it. You want to see what can come of it. You you try and you have a service based business. You try marketing your business, you try and get new clients, you trying to figure out your pricing, and for some reason it just don't seem like anything is clicking. It's just not clicking. You are trying it just for the sake of money. It's not really a passion, but you say, I can make some money doing this. This ain't necessarily my zone of genius, but I can learn and I can improve and I can see where this goes. Let's say you've been trying for 17 years and you've lost way more money and time and resources to seeing if this thing will work. And you're not sure why things aren't working out the way you thought they would. There's no clear, obvious reason why, but things just aren't clicking. By this time, the passion left the chat room like 8 years ago, and now you just fighting for your life. This is about pride and ego at this point. Had you quit at about year 3 instead of trying to will it into existence in year 17, then you could have pivoted. You could have evaluated the situation for what it was, for what's actual factual on paper, versus trying to try your darndest and just not give up, because quitters never win. Nah, fam. You could have quit this iteration of entrepreneurship and then pivoted into something else with taking the lessons and the insights, the many wins and the many losses from this experiment from year 1 to year 3 versus dragging it on into year 17 for no reason that is beneficial, that is profitable, for no reason that your service is actually adding value to somebody else's life, or you have a strong clientele where you're actually profiting, because the point of entrepreneurship is to make money. The point of offering a service is to do the service well in a way that it solves a problem and offers solutions to the people who are your ideal audience. If that ain't happening by year 17, you can reassess, reevaluate. You can still pivot. Granted, quitting at year 3 when things are working out would have been real smooth compared to quitting at 17. But that's besides the point. Quitters do be winning. It all depends on when and why you quit and what happens after the quit. What I'm explaining is pivoting when things are not going well after good faith effort, and also leaving the game when you're on top, leaving the game after you've won. Taking it back to the sports analogy, a coach knows that when the game is won and there's still time left on the clock, you remove your starters and put in your second string squad to prevent injury to the first string squad, because there's still games left to play and there's no need in risking injury just for the sake of playing. Quitting can be a beautifully strategic move depending on when and why you do it. At the beginning, on the front end, if things are not working out well, quit, reassess, pivot, reevaluate, take the learnings and move on to something else. Quitting is not the end of the world. Quitting is not always a negative thing. It can turn negative when you quit just because of laziness, because of poor preparation, because of not wanting to do the work, not wanting to put forth effort to give it a good faith attempt. Quitting just to avoid the growing pains that go along with trying something new, with launching something from scratch, from doing something imperfectly, where if you are new to something, it's gonna be ugly before it get cute. Don't quit during the ugly stage just for the sake of not wanting to be in the ugly stage. Sometimes quitters do be winning. That's the whole point of this video. If you're at a point when you like, you know what, things ain't working out the way I thought they would, after a good faith effort, after ample preparation, after considering all circumstantial factors, and it's like things still ain't rocking, quit. You know the best circumstances where quitting is ideal is for people who have unhealthy dependencies on drugs, alcohol. When you hear someone say, "Oh, I quit smoking after 13 years," man, that's a party. When you hear somebody say, "I quit drinking, I've been sober for 20 plus years," pat on the back, handshake, high five. So don't tell me quitters never win, because that's just not true. I don't know how you found this video, but I'm glad you did. So thank you for watching. And if you're going to quit anything, quit with the self-doubt. Quit with the negative self-talk. Quit unproductive habits that lead to low self-esteem for yourself, for your perception of self. And go ahead and make that pivot. Wherever only you know. Only you and the Lord know where you got to pivot. But go ahead and make that pivot. I'm just a stranger on the internet saying you have permission to change your life, because you have agency. So this is a friendly reminder. You be easy.